I am not a morning person, nor have I ever been, but over the past few months I've been seeing and reading some stuff about people who wake up at 4:30 in the morning and how it's changed their lives. Two of the most prominent figures for me were Kobe Bryant and Navy SEAL Jocko Willink on how they get up around 4:30 in the morning to jumpstart their day and how they get more done in the first 3 or 4 hours of their day than most people get done of their whole entire day.
Waking up early, you just get a jump on the day. The reason I wake up at 4:30 in the morning is no one else is awake yet. So that gives me the opportunity to do things that I need to get done kind of selfishly for myself. And the big one in that category is working out. And it doesn't feel good at 4:30 when you get up, but by the time 7 o'clock rolls around and you've already worked out and you've already gotten some work done, and you've got some time to say goodbye to your kids before they go to school, it's infinitely better than sleeping in until 6:45 and you get out of bed and now you missed your kids going to school or whatever. You're not prepared for the day. It's awful.
Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player, and I recently bought his book called The Mamba Mentality, and one of the things in the book that really surprised me was the fact that he said that he would wake up around 4 o'clock in the morning to start working out, and it wouldn't interfere with his family time, so he could still be able to take his daughters to school, and he would also be able to pick them up while also having other certain family moments that he could still share while also getting in perfect shape for the season. And when I read that, I thought, that seems like a pretty interesting idea. So for the next week, I decided I'm gonna wake up at 4:30 in the morning. So I wanted to plan my day accordingly once I was gonna start doing this challenge. So I made a list of the 8 things that I really wanted to stick to and finish throughout my whole day. So number 1 was waking up early, which was at 5:30. After that, eating breakfast, then exercising, then showering and changing, activity, film, maybe shoot a video. After that, go to work and then be in bed by 8 or 9 p.m. Now, I knew that being in bed by 8 or 9 p.m. was gonna be the hardest part because I work right now at a restaurant and we don't close till 10 and then we have to stay a little bit after to close. So I'd probably be out by like 11 or 10:30 and I knew I was gonna have trouble with that, but I was still determined to, get through the week and finish this challenge. So Monday comes around and I'm pretty pumped. I feel great. I wake up, I see the sky, it's dark, and I'm thinking, okay, first day, let's get to it. And I do everything I say I'm gonna do. I wake up, I start doing push-ups, I go downstairs and eat breakfast. Then after that, I go for a run for about 6 miles and then I come back, I'm off to the gym. And by the time I'm done, it's like 7 or 7:30. And I already felt pretty good about how I accomplished all these things, even before it was already 8 in the morning.
So I just got done with my run. It's about 5:58 a.m. As you guys can see, the sun is starting to come up. I feel really good actually. I don't feel tired. I feel pretty good, like kind of energized. I was kind of surprised. I thought I'd be really tired, but right now I'm feeling pretty good. And then after this, I'm gonna head to the gym. Then after that, shower, and then get ready for a doctor's appointment, and then film some videos today.
So the first day was going well on what I needed to do and how I was accomplishing them. And then eventually later that day, I didn't have work, so I was able to do some other activities like reading, maybe shooting a video. And then I was off to hang out with a friend from 8 o'clock till 10 because we were watching a basketball game.
So it is officially the end of day 1. I am feeling pretty tired, more than I was in the day, but it's about 11:09 right now, and the reason why I'm up this late is because I was watching a basketball game with a friend, and now I'm doing that, and I'm already starting off on a bad record on this, but I do plan on getting more sleep soon. But it looks like I'm about to get like 5 hours of sleep again, but we'll see how I do in day 2.
So Tuesday comes along and then I wake up feeling really sore. My legs are hurting because of the leg workout I did before that, and then also I think the running because I haven't ran in such a long time. My legs were just not feeling it, but I still decided I want to get some cardio in, so I ended up walking around 2 miles to my gym. Tuesday was more around the same thing where I had accomplished all these things like before 8 or 8:30, and it felt really good, honestly. I was able to film a video before 12. I got it up before 1, I believe. And I also had more free time to look for jobs, work on some projects of mine that I've been wanting to do, and read and do other things like that. So it felt pretty good to do all these things. And the only part of me that was tired were my legs because they were so sore. But Tuesday was the beginning of 3 consecutive days working at the restaurant. It was going to be 3 to 10 shifts, so it was going to be 7-hour shifts from Tuesday through Thursday. And I knew that was not going to help me out because I'm supposed to be in bed by 8 or 9. and I'm gonna be at work till like maybe 10:30.
I'm about to start my shift right now. It's gonna be 3 consecutive days of 3 to 10 shifts, so about 7 hours. I'm pretty tired right now, but I think I can manage. But we'll see. I'm not really looking forward to it right now.
So I got out of work and it was around 10:30 when I got out, and then I got back home. It was 11 and then I decided just to head to sleep. I wasn't even gonna be on my phone. I just was like, I'm gonna go to sleep and get ready for the new day. Wednesday comes along and I'm still feeling pretty good. My routine's staying the same, waking up, going to the gym, doing some cardio now, being done by around 8 or 7:30 in the morning, and then I'm off to shower and change, and then doing some, minuscule tasks in between from when I have to go to my job. But one of the things was that, again, I was still a little bit sleepy. I was still a bit sleepy because I wasn't getting enough sleep. So when I was at my job, I felt really tired and more lethargic than I usually do because I'm not getting enough sleep and I have to use my body for a lot of the work I do. I work at a restaurant as a busser. And what happened was on Wednesday, it was really busy, so I didn't end up getting out of work till like 11:30, and then basically I tried to get some sleep, but it was already 12. I was only gonna get 4.5 hours of sleep, but I still thought, you know what, I'm sure I can still do this. But then Thursday comes along and I woke up late. I saw the clock, I opened my eyes and I see the sun and I'm like, oh no. And I look at my clock on the side of my bed and I see that it's 7:30 in the morning. And I'm just thinking to myself, oh my God, I messed this up so bad.
So it is 7:30 and I overslept. I don't know how this happened, honestly.
And I was honestly debating what was I gonna do. Like, was I still gonna go through with this video? Was I still gonna even care about the challenge anymore? Was I gonna lie to the viewers and say that I did wake up when I didn't? But then I just told myself, you know what? It was one day, it was one mistake. I think what caught up was all the late nights I stayed up. The day before I was out till 12. I wasn't getting enough sleep and I was tired, and I think just the fact that was accumulating just made me not wake up for my alarm. And so I just told myself, you know what, let's just get back into it. We'll be strong for tomorrow. And that's what I did. I went to the gym. I still did all the things I was going to do. I went to work and I filmed a video. I was able to upload it, and then I was off to work again for the last of my 3 consecutive shifts. But I was off by 10:30 this time, and I was able to come back home like around 11, and so I was able to get a little bit more sleep than I did the previous day, but I was still getting a little bit tired. So Friday comes and I'm feeling much more motivated to get things done because of what happened yesterday. So, I do the usual. I wake up at 4:30, eat breakfast, go to the gym, and then come back home, shower and change, and then start working on certain projects that I want to do for later. And today I thought myself, you know what, it's Friday, let me do something fun. Let me use some of this free time I have to go do something that is enjoyable. So I was able to read, I worked on some projects, and I also went to watch a movie called Alita. Really good movie, by the way. I was supposed to meet a friend at around 10:30 at my old job. One of my old coworkers, we were gonna hang out, and I got there and I saw one of my other coworkers and I sat with them for a while, and before I knew it, it was already 12:30. I was still out on a Friday at 12:30, and I knew it was not gonna be good for me for the next day. So at around 12:30, I was like, you know what, I gotta go, I gotta be up at 4:30, I gotta get some sleep. And so I didn't end up going to sleep till like 1. That's already a bad sign, and I'm getting 3 hours of sleep this time. But I made multiple alarms this time. I didn't want my lack of sleep to get in the way of me waking up early again, so I put out like 3 alarms, and I was like, you know what, I'm still getting up early, I'm still gonna finish this strong. And I decided to go to a hiking trail, get a really scenic view. And I wake up at 4:30, I get there like around 5:30, and there's like three or 4 people also near me during the trail. And it felt really good to see the sunrise, be up that early, get some exercise in, and kind of just feeling good about yourself. And that was one of the things that I started to realize, that once you start waking up around this time, you start feeling a bit more of appreciation for what you could do and what you could achieve at an earlier time. And I was definitely thinking that I could probably incorporate some of these aspects into my everyday normal life. So after the hiking, I go back home and I'm starting to feel really sleepy. Like on the car ride back to my house, I could already feel my eyes closing. They're going back and forth, and I realized I need to take a nap before I go to my job at 5 p.m. because if I don't, I know I'm gonna be really tired and I might not wake up for the last day of the week, which is Sunday. So I ended up taking a nap right before my shift, and then I had to go to work at 5 and be out by 11, and so I knew I was gonna probably go to sleep like at 12 a.m. So Sunday comes and it is the final week of the challenge, and I'm pretty excited. I'm like, wow, a week has gone by and I woke up at 4:30 the majority of this week. and I decided, you know what, it's the last day of the week, let's end this on a good note, and I decided to drive to the beach. I go to Seal Beach. I want to see the sunrise. I just want to be at the beach and be in a nice scenic view. You know, just celebrate me finishing this whole challenge and, you know, going back to a bit of having a normal routine. And it was great. I walked by the pier. I saw some surfers. I saw some seagulls. I even met some guy from Vietnam. We talked for a bit and we even gave each other our Facebooks. So what are my final thoughts about waking up at 4:30 in the morning? Well, it was definitely challenging. One of the most challenging aspects was going to sleep at a reasonable time because for me, as I said with my job, I'm usually out till like 10 or 11 and I'm not gonna go to sleep at 8 or 9, which was really tough. And even then, sometimes you have friends who wanna go out and do other things like that, so that can really be harmful for you getting some sleep. And, you know, but the other great side about waking up at 4:30 was this sense of kind of just getting stuff done. You know, being out and awake before a lot of people are while they're still in bed, while you're coming home from doing all these things and then you're seeing people still sleeping, which is good. And I can see why people like to do this and they like to get stuff done early and go to bed earlier as well. Will I continue to do this? Probably not. I do want to incorporate more of the earlier aspects, so maybe going to bed at maybe 11:30, 10, maybe 11:30, 12, and waking up at 6, 6:30, around that range. Definitely not 4:30. I can't really keep up with that. But I think doing a good 6, 6:30, that would be more of my range to kind of get a good jump start on the day and just tackle everything that I need to for the day.